You know all those sci-fi movies about artificial intelligence? Well, you can kind of forget about them. AI isn't some far-off fantasy anymore. It's here right now, and it is quietly reshaping everything from the movies we watch to our morning commute. And it's all happening at a speed that's, frankly, both exhilarating and a little bit terrifying. So let's break down what's really going on.
And I really want to hit this point home right from the start. This is not a what if scenario. This isn't about some distant future. It is happening as we speak. And the pace of change is it's absolutely staggering.
Okay, so to get a real feel for how fast things are moving, let's start with a headline that honestly sounds like it came straight out of a Disney movie itself. The company that gave us Mickey Mouse is officially teaming up with OpenAI. Yup, the minds behind ChatGPT, in a partnership that could completely change entertainment as we know it. And we are not talking about some casual collaboration here. No way. We're talking about a $1 billion investment from Disney into OpenAI. That is a massive signal that Disney sees AI not just as some neat new tool, but as the actual future of storytelling.
So what does all this actually mean for you and me? Well, it means we're seeing the birth of something called generative fan content. Just imagine being able to create your own short videos or your own images starring characters from Star Wars, Marvel, or Pixar, all by using AI tools. That's the future this deal is literally building.
And this deal, it goes deep. For the next 3 years, OpenAI gets access to a treasure trove of over 200 iconic characters. But it's not just about making new stuff. This tech is going to be woven right into services like Disney Plus, which could completely change how we interact with our favorite stories. And, importantly, both companies are making a big deal about doing this responsibly, a word that's going to come up a lot in the bigger AI story.
But AI's impact isn't just stuck in the world of fantasy. Actually, some of its most powerful uses are happening in a place you might not expect at all, your own city. So let's completely switch gears from Hollywood to the daily grind and see how AI is changing our lives in some really surprising, practical ways. And yeah, I know that might sound like a weird question, right? I mean, what on earth could this high-tech revolution possibly have to do with something as boring as waiting for the bus? Well, as it turns out, a lot. Let's head up to Saskatoon, Canada. There, they're using AI in a way that affects thousands of people every single day. They've plugged it directly into their public transit system to make the whole thing just run better. Here's how it works, and it's actually brilliantly simple. First, a bunch of sensors on over 130 buses are constantly collecting data in real time. Second, an AI system crunches all that data looking for tiny little signs that something might go wrong. And third, it acts. It flags a specific bus for maintenance before it can break down on the road. The bottom line? Fewer delays for you and lower costs for the city. And Saskatoon is just one city quietly getting on board with AI. It's not just about keeping the buses on time, it's about making the entire city run smoother, from managing water and waste to saving energy. AI is becoming the invisible engine that powers the modern city. But, and this is a really big but, with all this incredible progress, both in the magical world and our municipal one, there is a huge question looming over everything. What's the human cost? What does this mean for our jobs, for our livelihoods, and for the very shape of our society? This quote from an MIT economist, Duran Acemoglu, I think it just perfectly nails the debate we're having. He's basically saying we're standing at a crossroads. The technology itself isn't destiny. It's the choices we make about how to use it that will decide our future. So, which is it going to be? Do we go down the path of pure automation, using AI to just replace people, which could lead to mass unemployment and a huge gap between the rich and poor? Or do we choose augmentation, using AI as a tool to make us better at our jobs, to boost everyone's productivity, and to share the benefits more fairly? The choice we make here is going to define the next chapter of our entire economy. So, how do we nudge ourselves towards that better path? Well, the good news is there are already some really big ideas on the table. We're talking about massive investments in retraining programs so people can learn new skills for this new AI era. We're also looking at updating our social safety nets and even seriously rethinking the whole 9-to-5 work week. And of course, that leads directly to the next huge question. If we need all these new policies, who actually gets to write the rules? This has kicked off a major political battle over how to regulate AI and who should really be in charge. And trust me, the battle over AI regulation is already heating up. The latest shot fired is a controversial executive order designed to stop individual states from making their own rules about AI. The thinking is to create a single national standard. But yeah, not everyone is convinced that's the best way to go.
I mean, this is a classic fight with enormous stakes. On one side, you have people arguing that a single set of national rules is the only way to keep America on the cutting edge of AI innovation. But on the other side, people worry that a one-size-fits-all approach will leave consumers exposed and stop states from tackling their own unique problems. It's a real high-wire act, trying to balance progress with protection.
So, while the politicians are debating the rules of the road, the tech giants are already in a full-blown race to build the future of AI. And this is a high-stakes competition that's pushing the technology forward at a dizzying speed, and it definitely has its own set of risks.
If you want to get a sense of just how intense this race is, just look at this. On the very same day, in the same news cycle, Google drops its massive new Gemini agent in the morning. And what happens that afternoon? OpenAI immediately responds by releasing its own next-gen model. This isn't just competition. It's an all-out arms race, and the pace is only getting faster.
And one of the biggest technical problems both of these companies are trying to solve is something called hallucinations. That's basically when an AI confidently just makes something up. Getting rid of those mistakes is absolutely crucial if we're ever going to trust these systems to handle complex, real-world tasks with any accuracy.
So where does that leave all of us? From the magic of Disney to the mechanics of our cities, AI is already here, and it's changing, well, everything. But as the technology gets faster and faster and the stakes get higher and higher, we have to ask ourselves the most important question of all. Are we in control of this revolution, or is it in control of us?